Hi there. Today I am rocking an Alice in Wonderland scarf because I want to talk to you about understanding what you're measuring. The connection in Alice in Wonderland, a lot of characters say the same thing but mean something entirely different. And your business is no different. Regardless of your business model, doesn't matter if you're wholesaling, if you're in mining, if you're in healthcare, if you're B2B, B2C, online, on site, you have to have two things: a customer and sales. But what do those words really mean? And how are you measuring if your company is successful in those two regards? Let's start with a sale. A sale, well, how would you define that? Just think about it for 1 second. Probably the first thing that you think of is when money changes hands. Somebody or some organization pays a set amount of money in exchange for a good or a service. Simple enough. But now, what if your organization doesn't actually charge the customer until fulfillment happens? So a sale hasn't occurred at the time the order was placed. Doesn't actually happen until that money changes hands. But maybe if you're considering a car company and somebody's buying a brand new car, that deposit went down, the car is being built, so that's probably a sale. What if you're in the middle? What if you're a distributor? You've paid out money to hold on to goods. Maybe they don't sell. How long before you start shipping those back and you have to make sure that you're accounting for that movement of goods? And when it comes to movement of goods, let's think about it from a logistics perspective. They're working in units, so it's amazing. 1 million units shipped in the first 30 days. Fantastic. And on day 31, 900,000 units came back. So we can't possibly include any measurement on sales without also incorporating the returns that happen in a set time period as well. Let's go a little deeper. Let's pick a customer. Now again, a customer could be a person, it could be an organization. What do you consider a customer? Is it somebody who has paid for and received a service or product? Once again, what if your business is based on charging only upon fulfillment? So it doesn't matter how many orders the customer has. They don't actually become a customer until fulfillment occurs. But then, of course, to marketing and to the sales team, all those prospective customers, the ones who haven't yet bought anything, well, they've got to count for something too. So where do they fall in the numbers? Do we include them for sales and marketing, classified as prospective, but then we exclude them from the count of customers at the enterprise level? And how long then do we consider a customer? If they bought once in the last 5 years, is that a customer? At what point do we start looking at things like a person or business who has purchased X amount of volume or dollars within the last 2 years? And that becomes a rolling basis, because now we want to start targeting customers that are at risk of falling off and no longer remaining active. So 2 very simple terms: sales and customer. Yet the interpretations can vary wildly. Why am I mentioning this? Because in your organization, how you define your terms impacts what's being measured. But it's also important to recognize that that business rule at the top of the organization, how you define a customer, might not be the exact same within different departments, because customer means something different to them. So we have to find a way to talk about the same things yet understand we're talking a different language. We mean something different. Otherwise, when we start to measure these different terms, we're going to come up with wildly different answers. And unfortunately, it could be a very costly mistake if you are not able to identify challenges within your organization's health when it comes to your sales and your customers.